Hello, and welcome back to International Journey, where we share amazing stories of graduating international students. Today, for our last episode, we have a very special guest. Please welcome Bai. Bai, how are you today?
Hi Julie, thank you so much for having me here today. So my name is Bai Masen. I am an international student from Senegal. And yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course. What's your major, Bai?
So I'm double majoring in economics and business administration.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So I know a lot about you doing internships throughout your entire time at SUNY Oswego and beyond. Can you tell us a little bit about those internships just to start us off with the show today? Because I think that tells a lot about who you are.
Yes. So I have been quite involved, I must say. So like the chronology of my internship, like it started way back home when I was in Senegal, like, you know, working as a student intern in a family business. And then here I have had the possibility to volunteer at the Nature Conservancy as a portfolio researcher. Then I have worked as a compensation analyst at Abt Associate, which is a consulting company in Rockville, Maryland. And my latest internship is as a climate change researcher with the same company, Abt Associate.
Like I said, a lot there. So let's kind of break it down now. You're going to be finishing an internship this coming Friday. Mm-hmm. Tell us about that, and what are your key takeaways at this point?
Yeah, so like that was extremely funny because I was in the company like as a compensation analyst, and then this one day on a lunch break, like I was having a conversation with the climate team at the company, and then they were asking me about the climate change, how it is affecting us in Senegal. And then I was telling them about it. I was like, yeah, we are living like, you know, the direct consequences of the climate change. And then I was telling them my knowledge about it, as I have done once a research about it. And they were like, oh, send us your research and your resume, and then we're going to see if we're going to have an opening, something like that. And then here we go. I am a climate change intern, and it is just like one of the most beautiful things that I have ever been, because I feel like I'm doing something that matters. And then my key takeaway is the fact of like just understanding the like pressing and alarming situation we are at with the climate change, and then being able to raise awareness throughout my community and my friends.
Very nice, Bai. Thank you so much for sharing that. So as a student, you have had a lot on your plate, you know, with internships, but also traveling to these internships and being a student. So can you tell us a lot about that? I know you travel. Why do you enjoy it?
Yeah, so I love traveling because I feel like, you know, when you travel, you can just be whoever you want, because you're going to be in a foreign country. You're going to be like with people who won't be there remembering whatever you do over there. So it is like you're going to say bye-bye to insecurities and all these limits that you have in your mind. And then you are just be able to enjoy yourself to the fullest, do the things that you like. And while doing that also, you're going to make friends, like discover new culture, and that will like, you know, mature you up, like make you grow, because you're gonna understand like a lot of things in the world that you wouldn't just like be understanding sitting in your room. That's why I actually love traveling a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for those of you that don't know, Bai has an Instagram that's at travel by Bai, so you should definitely follow that if you haven't already. To talk more about traveling though, what are your top 5 countries? I know that's a lot to like put into one, because you've traveled to how many countries?
I have been to 35 countries.
Yeah, so that's a lot to put into just a list of 5. But if you could break it down, maybe by food or by like education, what you've taken away from it, make that list up for yourself.
So I would say that's kind of hard, because if you ask me about food, I have had great food almost everywhere. Like I will never forget, you know, the street food in Japan, for example, or like the nasi goreng that I had in Indonesia. So it's kind of hard to just break down like all like or kind of say a top 5, because each country has the beautiful like, you know, culture or so many beautiful things to offer. But then I'm going to make it simple by choosing one country in each continent, I think. So, well, each continent that I have been to, I would say in Asia, Japan, in Africa, Congo, in Latin America or North America, I would like I would say Canada and Panama, and Europe, I would say Switzerland.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
that's a good list. Haven't been to any of those, but I think I will try now that you told me that list. So thank you, Bai. A little more though, I'm really curious to know about what it was like traveling, being a student. I mean, we have a lot on our plate as it is. What's it like traveling and being a student, having to go to those classes after you just are like jet lagged, so to speak? So how is that for you?
Yeah, so I just came back from a trip and I'm quite jet lagged, but you know, what happened is like people, most of the time they just say, oh, yeah, like I have a lot to do and things like that, but we have 24 hours in a day. I feel like if you plan it correctly, you can do so much with the time. Like, you know, all that extra time you spend on TikTok or stuff like that, like if you manage your time very well, you can do your school stuff while like enjoying yourself, doing like your own hobbies. It just doesn't have to be traveling, because me especially, I like traveling, but it can be anything else. So in my case, I travel when I have breaks, you know? And then for example, I remember on spring break, I had a week off and then I wanted to go to Indonesia. And then my friend was like, you know, you're going to Indonesia for a week by. Like it is a long flight or something like that to just stay there for a week. But how is it different to a PTO? Most of the people, they have 2 weeks off, like when they start working. So I just feel like you can do much with a week if you plan it correctly. And I am taking 21 credits since my second semester, like here, you know, and I am able to take my 21 credits, travel, and also spending time with my friends.
That's amazing, Bai. I wish I could be like you. You're very inspiring, and I want to hear all about this after the break, okay? Let's hear, and stay tuned also, for more about why Bai chose Oswego. Stay tuned.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that boy.
Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep. 10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We're going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Welcome back to International Journey. We're here with an amazing student, Bai, who has traveled all over the world, 35 countries to be exact, and actually just came back from a trip. So, Bai, you've told us all about the traveling. Why did you choose to study in America, but specifically Oswego, considering you've been all over?
Yeah, so that's a very funny story, because before I came to Oswego, I got an admission actually to go to Paris. And my parents were more like, you know, you have been studying in French your entire life, and I already know it as my mother tongue. So maybe it would be better if you go to an English country, considering that I wanted to be a businessman and I needed the English language as it is the universal languages. So I was like, okay, yeah, then America, because I actually like the country so much. But Oswego especially because my best friend was supposed to go to Canada, right? And then I Google university in Canada, in the United States near Canada, so I will be able to be close to him. And then I have had the suggestion of like Oswego, Buffalo, and others in this school, and I applied to some of them, but Oswego accepted me first. Then once I received the admission letter, like I start Googling about the campus and then looking at which hall I would be living in and stuff like that. So I kind of felt the emotion and then the connection with Oswego, and then I was like, why not?
That is a funny story. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
What's different about Oswego compared to other places you've been?
So I would say like it is completely different from everything that I have ever lived. First of all, the weather, like I come from Senegal and then I come here and it was extremely cold because I come in the winter in January. So like I just felt like I had to adapt as quickly as possible and be responsible by myself, because Paris and a lot of other countries that I would choose instead, they would be, I would say, my safe zone since I have family over there or like friends that I went to school with. But Oswego would be just me and myself, so I would have to learn everything, and then I feel like that will help me in the longer run to grow up faster and to take my own responsibilities.
Yeah. How fast did you learn English, by the way? I was really curious about that when you were talking about going to other countries because you wanted to try and learn English, especially because of your major. Mm-hmm. How long did it take you?
So I have been studying English since I was 11, but then it was just not, it is just not a language, the national or official language in my country. So I did know a little bit of English, not like as good as now, but I would say I have been studying English since I was 11. And once I came to Oswego, though, like I was really exposed to an English-speaking country with like everybody around me, so I had to switch off all the language that I know and then just like move forward in English. And then I guess within a semester my English, like you could feel the like improvement, and then within a year, I guess like around when I watched my video like 2 semesters ago, I laugh at myself. I'm like, okay, yes, bye. Yeah.
That's really cool, bye. And that's really hard to do. A lot of people take it more for granted that they know their language, but other people, if they're learning it and they need to learn it in some instances, it's really good that you just learned so quickly and were able to adapt.
Thank you.
So yeah, a little bit more though about Oswego now. Tell us about some memories that you've had here. Have you enjoyed your time? Any likes and dislikes, actually?
So I enjoyed my time in a way that I have met people that I think I would never met, like if it was not Oswego. In fact, Ravia, hi Ravia, and then and like Hamdi and Yahya. Like I won't be here saying all the list, like, but all those people, they really impacted me a lot, and they helped me in kind of situation that I really needed a friend to be there, or just far from the family, and then you are here knowing people that you grow up completely in a separate environment, and then you were able to connect and have so much fun, build up so many memories. It is just like incredible, and because of Oswego I have had the possibility to be with all those people. And also, of course, like there is the campus, there is all these resources that it gave me, it provide me to just like grow up or to not feel alone. Plus my professor, like they are my second family, I would say. So it has been just like a great choice to come with, to come here, and then yeah, like it was just amazing.
That sounds like a really nice time. I think you've really encapsulated so much of your experience here, not to mention being an RA as well, and just being a student leader on campus. It's a lot to take in, especially as an international student, from what I've heard from other international students. So I think you've done a great job just by what you've said so far. But let's talk about a specific achievement of yours that you've had recently. I really would like to hear about what you have been able to accomplish here at SUNY Oswego.
Yeah, so at Oswego, I have accomplished, like, I would say a lot of stuff, like from being an RA, from getting the Emerging Leader Scholarship, like, and other stuff, like, small jobs that I have had, like, throughout my journey at Oswego. But one of them that I really want to highlight is the fact that, like, recently I have won or get the Excellence Fund at the Econ department, and I could travel to Congo to do my research in field, and that was like one of the most exciting and rewarding experience that I have ever had, because I was just here doing my research, thinking about what life would like there. It is so easy to just sit in a couch, look at images online and write about it. But actually the economics department, they offer me a full paid trip to go to Congo and do my research over there. And then I went, it was a complete different reality from what I was reading or, writing about. And that was really a blessing that I have had. And I will never forget that.
That is really nice, Bai. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
And let's now take a look at a small video showing some of Bai's favorite memories here. Bai, those were such great pictures and a lot of goofy, silly ones in there. I love it. That really shows a lot about your personality. So what was the last one? You guys were ice skating?
Yes, that was their opening, ice skating. So I went with my friends. I remember that was an amazing moment. That it was the first time that I tried, to ice skate. I was not good at all. It was so bad and so embarrassing. I was there, everybody, just having fun, and me holding my friend. I was like, okay, don't let me. I'm gonna fall. I don't want to fall. And yeah, but it was just super great and super amazing.
I'm the same way. Don't you worry. That's great. Thank you so much, Bai. Stay tuned because we'll have more after this.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker. Hello, and welcome back to International Journey. Tonight we have Bai. Bai is an international student from Senegal, and he's going to be telling a lot more about his journey after college at SUNY Oswego. So what are your plans after graduation?
So after graduation, I am thinking about having a job and work for a little bit, and hopefully, like if possible, like I would love to have a kind of volunteer position, like somewhere in East Africa, and then work there for some time, and then right after that, do grad school.
Very nice. Thanks for sharing that. I know it's hard because a lot of students don't exactly know what they want to do after graduation. Everybody's scared when I ask the question. Totally get it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, but that's great. I'm glad that you have a plan for yourself. What is one thing you are most excited about when it comes to graduating?
I feel like for some time, because even if I have to go to grad school, it won't be until September. So for 9 or 10 months, I won't have homework. I won't be like in the pressuring moment of like submitting homeworks, and I'm very excited about that. And also, hopefully, also I will be to travel a little bit around, like have some time with my family and stuff like that. So I'm very excited about that because it has been so long, to be far away, and also I can spend a little bit of time with my family and friends, and that would be super good. And I'm thinking also about doing some pastries because I'm a good cook, but I cannot bake. So
what can't you do? I mean, now we're talking about baking too. That's so cool. I really like that. Yeah, so if you were to have a dream job, I know that's not right after college, of course. There's a lot of things that can happen, but down the road, a dream job for you, what would that be?
So in the long run, a dream job for me would be to have a company for the water management in my country, because we kind of have a lot of problem with water, and then my country gonna have like water problems soon because of climate change. So if I could have a company that would, help reuse the water, manage the water that we have, it would be super amazing, because a lot of people in my country, it is now semi-desertic, they are having problems with drinkable water or using enough water for their everyday supply. So that is actually a dream of mine that I really hope to realize.
That's amazing. And I know you kind of like learned about this or discussed this in your environmental economics class here. Tell me about the environmental economics class and why you loved it so much, because you were talking about it and you sounded very passionate.
Yeah, of course. So the environmental economics, I loved it so much because that was the reason why I discovered how much I love to work on the climate cause, right? So before, it was just like about money, making money, having a degree in business, and then open a business, and that's it, right? But then once I took the class, I was so passionate about it, and I did good on it, like thanks to my professor, also like Glenn Graham, which I have a very good connection with, and then he really supported me, so thank you so much for that. And because of that class, I knew exactly what I want to do. I knew what kind of master I want to do. I knew what kind of PhD I want to do, and what kind of company I would want to have later on.
Yeah. Do you anticipate going to grad school down the road, or like getting your doctorate at all?
Yeah. So that's also a question that I'm just going to put a question mark on that. But I do want to have my master degree like right in next fall. But the PhD or doctorate, I don't know yet. Like we're going to think about it soon enough. But yeah, the most pressing things that I would want to have is the master.
That's amazing.
Thank
Great.
you.
So I know we were talking a little bit before about where Bai has been traveling wise. So where have you not been and you want to go to?
Oh, that's a good question. So I want to travel everywhere in Africa, especially because I know I have been in a lot of countries in Europe, but not that much in Africa. And I feel like my culture is extremely beautiful. So I want to go anywhere in Africa, pick any country in Africa, I want to go there, like that I have not been to. And I definitely want to go to Sri Lanka, because first my best friend lived there, Ravia, and then, well, is from there, not lived there, she's from there, so I want to discover her culture. And I really want to go to the Philippines too.
Very nice. And when you were talking about your friends, do you notice here that you have a lot of other international friends?
Yes, like actually most of my friends are international.
Yeah, you can totally mention them. Say hi too. They'll probably be watching.
Yeah, of course. Hi to you all because the list is super long and I don't want to miss anyone. But hi to you all. So yes, that's where I'm going to stop, not to be in trouble.
I know.
Yeah.
So your friends though at SUNY Oswego tend to be more international students.
Exactly. Yeah, and actually, right now the group that I'm spending most time with, they are even Senegalese from my country, like Fan, Rafa, and Fatima. Hi to you all, and also Clarissa. Like I have been super close to her, and because she's just like very, very ambitious, and then I feel like we kind of have common goal in a way that we want to do something that impact the world. So it has been also super great to have her as a friend.
That's amazing. Yeah, we know Clarissa here at WTOP 10.
Of
so
course.
yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. Now, I know it's going to get a little somber, but what is the one thing you'll miss after graduating from SUNY Oswego?
I will definitely miss my professor and my friends that are still here. So my professor, because I have, as I said, have a special bond with them. Like hi also to Professor Digay, like he has been there for me in a way that it was incredible. And as a professor also, like, Professor Arcuri and all of them, like me, had the entire econ department, and plus the professor that I have had along the way, they have always been super helpful. So I'm gonna definitely miss like that time that I have had with them, and also all my friends, of course. And yeah, but we're gonna keep contact, and happy to kind of have different paths in life, of course, but meet from time to time to catch up.
Most definitely. And we'll miss you too. You're our last guest for this second season of International Journey.
Oh, so thank you so
really,
much.
thank you so much for coming on. It was amazing talking to you, Bai.
Thank you.
And before we go though, it's really nice if you could say a message to your peers and your family that will be watching.
Of course, yeah. So thank you for you all, first of all, for like watching me. Thank you to all my friends at Oswego, like my colleagues. And I would have to speak a little bit in French. So merci beaucoup aussi à toute ma famille, genre mes sœurs, mon père, spécialement mon père, genre il est mon meilleur ami, il a toujours été là pour moi. Je sais pas ce que j'aurais pu devenir sans toi, papa, Mamadou Sidibé. Also like my sisters and Thomas, like ich liebe dich Thomas, and wir werden reden später. And yeah, thank you.
I think you said hi to everyone. I know that was a lot, and I loved it. That was great. Thank you so much, Bai. I know that people watching at home definitely enjoyed our conversation. And if you did, definitely follow our Instagram, isa.internationaljourney. But thank you so much for being a part of our show. It was a pleasure having you with us today. But with this all being said, it's the end of our season of International Journey. Thank you all for watching the show. Wishing you the best of luck for finals as well. Please take care and good night.
Thank you.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the Earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of time.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens.